Hello, my name is Nicole Ring and this is my community service video. For the assignment, I decided to volunteer at the Spring Green Nursing Home, Greenway Manor. The reason I decided to volunteer at this nursing home is because I used to work at a nursing home and they were always in need of volunteers. So I contacted the activity director, her name is Becky, on November 19th, and we discussed their need for volunteers. Without any hesitation, she informed me that they needed volunteers on Saturdays and Sundays from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. This was perfect for me as I work full-time during the week, and Becky let me pick which days I wanted to volunteer and just asked that I call ahead of time and let them know that I was going to come in. October 14th was the first day I presented to the nursing home to volunteer. This was a difficult day as it was the first time I had been back to the nursing home since my grandmother had passed away. I volunteered from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. that day. I began the afternoon by spending time doing one-on-one with a woman resident who lived in Spring Green her whole life. I have lived in the Spring Green community my whole life as well, so we had a lot of talk about. Conversation came very easy. The remainder of the afternoon I spent playing cards with the residents. This brought a lot of laughter and smiles to them. It was a fun time. The second day I decided to volunteer was October 28th, and from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. again. And the nursing home was hosting trick-or-treating for Halloween. And every resident sat at the entrance of their room with a bucket of candy to pass out to the children. I helped with setting up for the trick-or-treaters and then sat with an elderly man to help him hand out his candy. He was a diabetic resident and wanted to keep eating the candy, so that was my job, was to limit him to one candy and pass out the rest of them. Once the trick-or-treaters were done, then I helped them with cleaning up. My final day at the nursing home was December 3rd from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. That afternoon, I spent the first hour playing checkers with and visiting with a Korean War veteran. He suffered from dementia and really enjoyed talking about the past, so I learned a lot about what he did over in the Korean War. The last 2 hours I spent giving hand massages and providing comfort to two residents there that were nearing the end of their life. This was very emotion-filled, I would say, even though nothing was said. It just meant a lot to be there in the last hours of their life and provide comfort for them. Spending times at nursing homes is always very eye-opening for me, even after working in a nursing home for 2+ years. It always reminds me to enjoy the little things in life. The residents at Greenway Manor were so thankful for any time that I spent with them, and some of the residents even look forward to just playing that game of cards all week long. They were so excited to interact with the trick-or-treaters, and the remainder of the afternoon, that's all they talked about was certain costumes they saw or something a little kid had said to them. So things that are so minimal to us are very important to them. And every day that I left the nursing home after volunteering, I felt very good about myself, very accomplished, and I would definitely recommend my peers volunteer some of their time at a nursing home. I feel that we all have an ethical and social responsibility to care for our elderly. A lot can be learned about life when spending a very small amount of your time with an elderly person. They have a lot of experiences and knowledge to share, and might not seem like much at the time, but as you live your life, you kind of remember those moments. And this experience was more than just an assignment for me, because I felt like I owed time to Greenway Manor for all the time that they had spent for caring for my grandmother. So it was a very rewarding assignment.